Okay, so here we go. I'm going to draw a black and white drawing. I'm going to start by drawing two hexagons. They're going to end up being portals. And I had to thicken the outline. And then I drew a guy because you can't have a portal if there's no one opening it. So I drew a guy to open it, and he's standing on a hexagon that he made. And then I made it look solid. Now for the shading, I get to shade the inside of the hexagon portal, make it look like it goes to darkness, and then I shade the other one because you can't have both not shaded. And then I had to touch it up a little bit because I didn't do very good the first time. And then I drew a brick and broke it in half. So then I added it broke, so there's gonna be stuff in between it. And then it had to break somehow. So I added more bricks. I didn't know I added so many bricks, and then I added dust. And then I drew a reason for it to break. So there's a guy, and he got slammed into it. But by what? So I drew another guy, and that guy punched him in. Actually, he already punched him in. But he's flying at him with his little shield of square. Then I drew a triangle and didn't know what to do with it, so I decided this guy is gonna be a triangle guy. So he's got his triangle and he's preparing to shoot it at the hexagon guy. And then I drew him some more triangles, but he can't just float there because he's not that cool. So he's got some triangles to stand on. Then I drew a guy flying, but he's flying fast away from another guy. So I had to draw the other guy. And they're both flying because that's what they can do. Then I drew some more squares to match the one that the other guy broke. So that square goes by. And then I drew a guy, and he's going to try and catch the guys that are flying. So he's standing there, and I can't let him do that. So there's another person that's trying to stop him, but he can't stand on the bottom, so he has to hold himself in place. Now you've got another guy here to attack because we can't let the guy catch him. And then I drew another guy. This guy's kind of random. I think he's preparing to stop the guy that's about to go through the portal. So he's the one that's going to hit him. And then he's got some power circles going around him. And I wanted someone to try and hit the one holding the portal open. So I drew a guy, and you can't just have a guy. You have to light him on fire first. So there's a guy on fire, but I can't forget his hand, so I made his hand on fire too. But the hexagon guy's smart. He's got a friend to hold a shield for him. So I just have to draw the shield. And now there's a guy with a shield. And I didn't know what to do next, so I drew a rocket. And it doesn't work unless there's fire, so I drew the fire, and then I drew a guy hanging on it. That guy's kind of just launching, and I didn't know what to do, so I drew a door. I don't know why I drew a door, I just did. So there's this tiny little door that the guy on the rocket's going to. And then I drew another guy, and he's kind of just chilling as he's falling, because he doesn't have superpowers. But then I drew a sign with an arrow down, and it's got some mushrooms on it. And it's definitely not a 1-up sign saying that there's 1-up below. But it's an old sign, so I had to add some cracks and then fix it. Then I added a spider web because I didn't know what to do with the corner. So I put a spider web there. And of course the spider web has to have something to grab onto, so I put some blocks. And then since I drew something else from nature, I might as well add a beehive here. And then it has to connect to something, so I'll add that. And then there's the hole, because bees have to get in and out somehow. So I shaded it. And then I made it dark on the inside because beehives don't have lights on the inside. And I added another support because it was about to fall off. And I just did some more adding. Then there's no bees in there because they are all following their leader. So there's this guy, he's got his bee wings because he can control the bees. So he's got his flying, and then he's got his swarm of bees around him. So there's this swarm, and I just spent forever putting dots in there. And then, oh, I put a lot of dots. But then he's got his swarm, and it kind of just trails up. Of course, there's a bee guy, so there has to be a spider guy. So he's just gonna be hanging from the roof and chilling there like a normal person does. So he's hanging there, and then of course I have to sign it. So I did my Sisbol-21, and I had to write it. I don't really have a reason for coming up with this name. It just kind of became the name I went by. So I drew that, and then I drew the burger guy because I had blank space, and I thought, why not draw a burger guy? So I drew him. He's got his top bun and his patty and the cheese. Now he's got a bottom bun, and he has to have hands and feet because that's how he's supposed to be. So he's almost good except for the eyes. So I fixed the eyes, made the pupils. Then I had to fix all these this hive of bees or swarm of bees, whatever it's called, because they were kind of empty. So I added a lot of dots, and then the final piece looks like this. Okay, so if you like this kind of content, like and subscribe, and if this video gets 50 views, then I'll add color to the scene and make it look more colorful.